G'day everyone and welcome to Hayes Homestead. This week, as promised, I make a start on the potting shed and I crush through a list of jobs, but if all that wasn't hard enough, I go and do something silly which threatens to derail the whole project. So stay tuned because it's a bit daft. So last week we finished off the firewood storage area and we started putting in more posts. I did mention I want to cover the IBCs this week as well as finish the chicken coop roof. I need to find a day where it's not going to be quite so hot because it is quite hot at the moment. So we'll find a morning where I can just get out and get that done early so it doesn't get all baked and cracked. This week there's going to be a fair few transformations. There's some cool stuff going in and some exciting projects happening. I've got a big list of things to do, so stick around because it's going to get interesting. It's not going to do itself though, so we better get on with it. I decided I would put these little bits on the end of the chicken coop so I could stand on the IBC, because once I've wrapped it up, I don't think I'm going to be able to stand on it. Speaking of which, we are going to wrap it in shade cloth because it's cheap and it's easy to apply to this sort of structure. Don't want to be using up all my timber and steel wrapping up something like this, so a bit of cheap shade cloth that I had lying around. I guess that's the go. It's about 30% shade, so let's see if it works and stops the tanks from going green. If we have to double wrap it or whatever, then I guess we can. If it doesn't work, we'll think of something else. Okay, it doesn't look very sunblocky at all, but I do have about 50 meters of, it's called silt fencing or silt barrier, and this is less light permeable. So what I might do is I'll put a layer of this underneath and then maybe put the shade cloth on top and make it neat and tidy, I suppose. We'll see how well that works. I guess 30% is not a lot of shade. At least I've got this. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board. I want to start digging some post holes so we can potentially either set some today, or if not, tomorrow we'll just do a load of them, get them all set, start sending the fence posts that way to join up with the fence over there while we're on this kind of direction. See this pile of wood behind me? Well, that was the old chicken coop. When I dismantled it, I kind of just put it all in a pile because I didn't want to burn it or waste it or something. I thought about burning it at one point actually, but I don't want to waste it. So maybe I'll grab the tractor, try and pick it up and move it somewhere where I can stack it, see what's useful, see what's not, potentially use bits of it in places. I don't know, but it can't stay there. So we might have to move that too. And with it being warm, there's likely snakes in there. So I think using the tractor will be a safe bet. But for now, let's dig some holes. It's a really lovely morning. It's not as hot as it was yesterday, which is good. A fair few people have said these old log water tank drum things that I've got, I should definitely use them for raised beds, and they're about 2 meters across and down the middle they are riveted together, which in theory means if I just drill out the rivets I should be able to separate the two sides, and that should give me 4 raised beds. My only problem is I will need to find materials to fill them with, but that's not a job for today. Today I think good idea, take advantage of the cooler temperatures, get as many posts in and set as we can so we can start building out this structure and also continuing on with the fence. Okay, so hear me out. I know this isn't setting posts, but we were due to get a nice little shower that afternoon and a storm that night, and there is someone very excited to come and mow this lawn in November. So I thought if I give it a mow now, that'll give it 3 weeks to really grow through, and it'll be a nice satisfying mow when they come and visit. On the note of visitors, I've got some people coming in November. Some you might recognise and others you definitely won't. So that's definitely something to look forward to. To give you some context, yesterday was so hot and so windy. It was like working in a tumble dryer, and I was quite tired because I'd been woken up a few times in the night from a massive storm that passed over. So because I was tired and it was really hot, I decided I was just going to take the day off. I did a few little chores and rested up. So today we really have to get back at it because there's a fair bit to do. And on today's list, first up is to get a trench from the new potting shed over to the IBCs, so we can bury a pipe in there and get water out to the potting shed, and then we can start covering it over and building out the frame around the potting shed, getting a structure made up. So first things first, let's dig a trench. Okay, let's just ignore how straight the trench is for now and just think of the functionality for the time being. So I need to bury this pipe, not heaps, but enough that the pipe won't freeze in winter, because I mean the hose pipe next to the coop, that freezes in winter. I just want to make sure that I can use the water out here even when it's been very frosty. So to save the line from freezing, I'm just going to bury it down a bit. I mean, this is going to be covered in wood chips pretty much, most of it anyway, so it'll be insulated enough that it won't freeze. So let's go get some pipe, get it in the trench, cover it over and move on. Always finding a bit of buried treasure no matter what project I do. So there has been an exciting development. Okay, maybe exciting is the wrong word. Interesting. There's been an interesting development. Unfortunately, yesterday I stepped off something a bit funny, rolled my ankle something stupid, and now I get to wear this cool fashion accessory for I'm not sure how long. I have been told I need to take it easy, so I don't know how long that's going to last, but I mean I'll do my best to try and rest up, but I am not the type of person to sit down for very long, so we'll see how long that lasts, and then I'll probably find some way of making it work for me. So let the bellows blow, let the fire grow. Well, I tried staying inside all day yesterday and I was just so bored that I figured today I would just take some precautions and try and do what I can. So I wrapped my boot to make sure it didn't get dirty from any sawdust and paint and stuff, and try and get at least some work done. I mean, I'm not one for sitting still for too long, as you could probably imagine. So let's try and cut down some of these posts. Maybe we'll get those painted, and while that dries, we'll start cutting out the timbers to build out the frame and whatnot to start putting between the posts. So let's start with the posts and see how we get on.
The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know.
For those of you at home who are currently shaking their heads as you watch me take on this type of work with my foot in a moon boot, just want to make this quite clear. I am by no means encouraging anybody to take on this sort of work when you're injured or incapacitated in any way. I'm just a very busy person. It's just my work ethic. That's just who I am as a person. I like to stay motivated and I like to keep busy. So I know this is not the safest thing to be doing, jumping up a ladder with my foot in a moon boot, but I'd like you all to understand this is just how I stay motivated. I can't sit down and stay indoors all day. I have to try and keep busy. If I think something's just way too unsafe and that it's not possible for me to do it without possibly sustaining an injury, I'm not going to do it. And this helps me stay happy and motivated to continue on with my project without feeling like I'm being unproductive. So please, safety first. If you are injured, definitely best to take a rest.
Goes, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your sunshine story, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. Sirens ring and run for shelter. I will chase that storm forever. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like they can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, feels like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. So let the rain come down.
Well, that took me like 10 times longer than it normally would, but I mean, it's done now, which means we can move on to building some of the frames out. So let's go. It's actually going to rain in the next couple of hours, I think. Yeah, so not long. I didn't want to get my boot all muddy and stuff if it started raining, because I still have to wear it around. I just stuck my work boot on. The swelling has gone down quite a bit actually over the last couple of days, so I think that probably means it's not as bad as the last time I did this. So I'm just going to take it easy, don't walk anywhere too uneven, and just take my time. But I really want to get at least some of this finished, so you see something start to happen with this episode where the potting shed starts to take place. But yeah, nonetheless, we've got to get some work done, because I've got to finish editing this so I meet my new weekly deadline and we can at least see something happen here. So let's get on with it.
Just you wait to listen for the storm. Hear the difference in the wind. When dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane comes in. Well, I'm the only island in the way, but I was born to fight the wind and rain. Sometimes a man will keep himself in shame, mask a painful past he overcame. Oh, yeah. Well, you've been steady, building steam like a thunderhead, armed and ready with the lies you overheard. Well, strike me down like a lightning in the dark.
It has just started to sprinkle here, which means the rains are well on their way. So I think a perfect opportunity for us to down tools and just accept that this is what we managed to get done this week. I mean, we did get the IBCs covered. We did run a water line into the potting shed. We got those bits up on the coop roof, and we did manage to get in the posts and get them painted. So next week we are very much ready to start throwing the framing in between the posts. You'll see a lot more of this space start to transform, take shape, and really resemble what it's about to become. So I'm pretty excited for that. But for this week, I think we just have to accept that given the situation, we did what we could. We've not done too badly, but next week we'll get a lot more done. And on that note, that is unfortunately all we've got time for this week. A little bit shorter than I had hoped for, but unfortunately, given the situation, we've just got to roll with the punches. But I do appreciate you all watching, and thank you so much for your support. Please drop us a comment. Do you like what's happening here? Is there something you think I'm missing, or is there something that you really enjoy about the project? We want to hear from you. Hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel, because it helps YouTube push more of this type of content your way, but it also helps YouTube push our content to more people who enjoy this sort of thing, and they get to watch our channel and follow along too, and it helps our channel grow, and we really appreciate that support. So hopefully next week I'm less hobbly and a bit more healed up. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next week. See you around.